A backpack Dall sheep hunt has been a dream of mine forever. I think as humans, we all want to know, am I tough enough? Can I stand up to the challenge? And one thing that all of the guys that I've met had in common is they had steely eyes and they were tough individuals mentally and physically. And so that's always intrigued me and inspired me to want to do it. Early in 2020, I got a call from Cabot Pitts, longtime sheep guide with Alaska Perimeter Expeditions. He said, "We've got a cancellation Dall sheep hunt. Do you want it?" I said, "Absolutely."
I think that the Dall sheep, it is the monarch of the mountains. It's just gorgeous country, and they live here year round. They live high in the mountains. They wander. They eat. They survive against wolves and bears and the weather. They're just a gorgeous animal. They're fantastic to hunt because you work super hard. The meat is phenomenal, and a lot of people like Dall sheep hunting because it's an excuse to get in the mountains and do a very, very interesting and hardcore adventure. I started hunting up here in 94, 95, and the last 3 years I've been a professional guide full-time. My name's Fred Harbison, and I am a Dall sheep guide in the Brooks Range of Alaska.
The preparation for a hunt like this, if you're going to be successful, is very intense.
So we're in base camp. We're packing our gear. We're going to head south. And I think today we've got about a 10-mile hike down there. We've got a ton of food. Packs are going to be heavy. We're just going to take our time, glass. Hopefully get down there and find a good spike camp, and then we'll hunt aggressively and get light and hunt fast from there.
You know, it's been such a challenging year, and with COVID and the closures, we were many days in doubt that this hunt would even happen. If it opens up and we get to go and we haven't trained, we're going to fail. So we might as well have not even gone in the first place. Crazy enough, here we are, and I thank God every day that we trained as hard as we did, because this hunt was going to put us to the test like never before. And every ounce of training that we put into this was directly attributed to our success.
I guess that's the thing about a 10 or 11 day hunt is the first 2 or 3 days, it's always the hardest. Your body, no matter how you train, unless you're out here like the guides are doing this all the time, no matter how you train, you're just not used to carrying 80, 90 pounds uphill, downhill, on rolling rocks, through rivers, and your feet take a beating. They absolutely take a beating. Blisters are blisters. They happen all the time. Just gotta take care of them.
Looked a little cloudy early, which is going to be a bummer because this is the first day we're actually getting up high and doing a little recon for sheep. But so far the clouds have burned out. You can see the top of the mountain, so we're going to get packed up. We've got a spine that we're going to head up, and we're going to be able to get good vantage on both sides. Just out of camp, about 100 yards up the valley on the base, there's 3 rams. The middle ram, which we're calling the middle ram right now, he's definitely full curl on the right side, but it's a ways away. He's got pretty good mass, and we've got to keep our eyes on over the next 2 days. So we're going to stick to our original plan. We're going to run up the chute and get up high. They're feeding away from us, and they're feeding up high. So as far as those sheep go, we're in a pretty good position. So we'll get some water at the creek for the drainage down here, and then we'll run the chute up, and we should have cover all the way and get a good vantage point.
It is probably the hardest hunt you'll ever do. It's a long time, a lot of weight, but a lot of reward.
Today's really about recon these bulls back in here and seeing what we're working with, and then sizing up the rams.
And go. Yeah, he's legal. Legal both sides, curl and angle.
We'd been watching these rams for several hours in the glass, and they were just right at the fog line. The only approach that we had to make a play was to basically walk the rims of the mountains in the fog. We know where they're going to bed. Let's retreat back to camp. Let's get a decent night's sleep.
The plan today, we know where those rams went to bed. So we're basically, instead of going high, we're gonna go low through the drainage. We've got about 2 miles of country past them and 2 or 3 more drainages that we haven't checked out yet. So in a perfect world, we can slip past them, get an eye on those drainages. We're working our way up the drainage. And we didn't see the rams where we put on the bed last night. We come around the corner here and they're down low. We assume it's 2 of them. We're gonna put the scope on them and see if it's the rams from yesterday.
Let's gain a little more elevation and we'll get on them. And I think that's when the guys and I started really feeling like we were sheep hunting, because we started climbing pretty straight up.
We've been working our way up the side of the mountain, and we think the sheep are just on the other side of this ridge. We'll pop over on top of them. That's the plan anyways.
We knew where they were going. They had 2 bowls behind that main ridge. The only way to get to those 2 bowls without spooking those rams out of there was to go back down the drainage, out around a mountain pass, and into the next drainage about 5 miles below, and hit that from the backside.
A Dall sheep hunt, a backpack hunt in Alaska has been at the top of my list since I was in high school. You know, I've read the stories about both success and failure on these hunts, and people have asked me, what are you hunting in Alaska? And I guess the short answer is I've got a grizzly tag and I've got a sheep tag. If I thought about that question and I answered it from my heart, I was hunting a lot more. I was hunting adversity and self-exploration of myself. You know, there's no greater feeling in the world than going to a place like the wilds of Alaska that few people have ever seen before, just untouched, pristine wilderness. It just doesn't get any better than that. That's what I was hunting in Alaska.
This year was pretty hard. The sheep seemed to be spread out super thin.
Today's it. We're down to the wire. We're 16, 17 miles from base camp. We've hunted every single bowl up here. And the plan is basically go straight vertical, get up on top, and basically just work the tops of the mountains and look into every single bowl and every single drainage.
It took us 7 or 8 hours to actually find those rams. And again, they were way below us, about 1,000 feet below us, even further away from our camp.
We just located 6 rams down the drainage here on the left side. We've been climbing all day. We finally just started walking the rim of the mountains here, because we knew there had to be something back here, because we've already hunted the other side. So Fred and I were going up to check and look over the rim, and we located these guys. We think there's 3 shooters in there, so doing a quick stock change. We got one climb here, and then we're gonna go in above them.
This is it. This is our play. So we had our sleeping bags with us. We had our ground pads, 2 days of food, and things got lucky. There were 2 shooters in this group of 6 rams. Snuck down a little spine, and all 4 of us just slow stepping in the scree, just as slow as we could possibly go. Came up over the last little spine and looked down, and there's a little guard ram about 70 yards below us. We couldn't see any of the other rams. I mean, we knew they were in there somewhere, so we waited and waited, and then the 2 big shooters came out and immediately went down to the river valley. He was old, and that's the one we want.
The range is 426.
Ballistic?
350.
All right, safety off.
Take him.
I'm on.
You got him. You got him. Hit him again. Nope, you got him. He's yours. Well, brother. You did it. Woo! Nice shot. Thanks, man.
We just smoked an old Brooks Range warrior. Fred knew the rams were right here, and we started at the rock behind us. Fred peeks over, and they're at 89 yards. I knew it was close when he pulled his rangefinder off and went almost straight down. So he wanted to get closer, and I was actually thinking, we've seen 2 rams all week, and now we're gonna get with the bow range.
Exactly.
We peek over, the young ram's bedded, and this old warrior leads first down in the water. He's heavy on his left, and he's broken off on his right. He actually looked even tender-footed going down the water. And we knew, we gave a quick glimpse at the other, and Fred and I both were like, that's the ram we gotta take.
He put a perfect shot right into the shoulder of the ram. And then the work began.
16 miles from base camp, now the work's gonna start. Let's
Well,
get down there.
Boom. Right on, brother. Look at that. Holy cow.
Wow. This is the kind of ram you want to take. He's estimated him to be 11 years old Brooks Range warrior. And just look at the character on that. Love to know the stories and the battles this guy's been in. We're a long way from camp. Proud of the whole team. You know, we've worked hard, and this is what coming to Alaska is all about. This is what sheep hunting is all about.
All right, ready to roll. Been a great couple days. We've got a couple more days to get out of here, and the weather's cooperating. We've got about 5 to 7 miles today, probably 5 miles. We've got a lot of sheep to eat and food cache to look forward to. So here we go.
It begins the walk home.
There was a point, or several points in this trip, that I thought it's not going to happen. We're not going to get it done. I thought we've come a long way. We've worked so hard, and that's hunting.
We just got back to our main spike. We were looking forward to Mountain House and chocolate and crackers, and a bear has absolutely ravaged all of our food. And we've got I think a couple Cliff Bars left, so we'll just have to figure it out. We might lose weight on the way back to base camp.
Yeah, this hunt went down to the wire. You know, all of us were running on fumes. It was a grind. I'm so proud of everybody. Every facet of this hunt pushed us. We will leave here stronger people. We made friendships that will last a lifetime, and you cannot replicate that.
16-mile pack out. Bruised, battered, but totally worth it.
It was just a grind, you know, getting back to camp, even for me being out here for 2 weeks prior and being in real good shape. It was a long way to go, and it was more of a mental game than anything.
It doesn't always happen, and I've been on hunts where we've gotten it done on the first day, and I've been on hunts like this where we've gone all the way literally down to the wire. The last drainage that we looked in was our last chance to be successful on this hunt, and that's where the rams were. I will thank God every day that I had the opportunity to hunt with this group of guys in Alaska and go down to the wire.